Hey guys, welcome to the program today. So today I want to talk about a super important topic and one that so many of my clients particularly say they have issues with, and that is stress eating. Now here's the thing about stress eating. It's so much more than just the foods that we eat when we are stressed. So that's really what I want to tackle today. But rest assured, before this session is over, then the next 10 minutes, I'm going to leave you with several foods that you can implement in your journey that will not only allow you to snack when you're feeling stressed, because that's what most of us do, but they will allow you and even promote your weight loss on this journey. So let's get right to it and let's get started. So stress eating is so important because there are so many facets involved in stress eating. So stress eating obviously is something we do when we're feeling a little frustrated, a little anxious, and we're not really sure what to do with our hands, and we're just a little bit agitated. The problem is several things happen when we feel stressed. Yes, the first of them is that we eat, and we typically eat foods that are high in fat and high in sugar. That's what our body is attempting to compensate for, and it's craving those foods. The other thing that happens though when we are stress eating is that, or when we're stressed in general, is that our body produces a hormone. Normally we need this hormone in our body. It's a hormone called cortisol. It's a stress hormone. However, when we are under increased stress, that hormone is elevated in our bodies. And the problem with that is that when it's elevated, it causes our body to hold on to body fat, especially around our tummy, and it makes it difficult for us to lose weight. So it's vital that we keep our stress in check so that that hormone doesn't get elevated. That's a whole nother side to stress eating that we don't typically think about. And also, in addition to that, when we are under stress, we tend to sleep less. And we all know that when we are fatigued and when we are chronically tired and sleep less, another hormone in our body increases, and that hormone is called ghrelin. And what happens with this hormone is that when it is elevated, it's the hunger hormone. So it says, hey Julie, you're hungry, it's time to eat. And typically it does that at breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and maybe a snack in between. When I'm stressed, that hormone becomes elevated and it tells me I'm hungry all the time, even when I'm not. So you can see that it is vital to keep stress in check in order to lose weight effectively. So how can I help you do that today? Well, one, I'm going to help you keep your stress in check, and I'm going to give you some ideas about the things that you're doing now with regard to stress eating and how you can compensate for that. And then secondly, and how I'm going to end this session, is I'm going to leave you with 4 groups of foods that you can get into your diet right now that, get this, will not only allow you to eat a little bit and snack a little bit when you are feeling stressed, but they help to keep these important hunger and stress hormones in check. So let's get to it. So the first thing that I really need you to do, and you might want to get a pen and paper out because you probably need to write some of this down. The first thing that I really need you to do is to recognize when you get stressed and when you are likely to stress eat. If you're not aware of it and it happens before you know it, there's not much you can do about it. But if you are aware of the times that you are likely to stress eat, then we can fix that. So when is it? And it's not the life-changing stressors that I'm talking about. It's the day-to-day stressors that we eat that cause us to ingest upwards of 300, 400, 500 extra calories that we don't need, and then thereby prohibit our weight loss. So what is it that causes you stress? Is it when the kids come home from school and they have 5,000 different assignments and they have different places to be within 45 minutes? Is it the end of the day when you're trying to do homework and it's still bedtime and you got to get baths? Is it right after lunch when you're tired and you're just feeling stressed because you've got so many more things to do? What times of day are you likely to feel stressed? Recognition is absolute power when it comes to stress eating. And then secondly, in addition to this, I want you to begin to tell yourself that that food is not going to solve that issue. so that if you're likely to grab the cookies when you are running late for an appointment, or the kids are fighting and you're stressed and you're likely to grab a bag of chips, I need you to tell yourself, this bag of chips, this cookie is not going to solve this issue. What will? And it might be, I need to just remove myself from the situation for a minute. I need to accept the fact that I'm going to be late for this appointment. I need to, more often than not for me, I'm not going to lie, the most important thing that I can do is just to recite scripture, is just to find a scripture that speaks to me about my stress, that reminds me that this too shall pass, and that just can keep me on track. And that is so important for me. One of my favorite verses right now, write this down because you need it if you're a stress eater, and you need it if you're just overly busy right now in your life. A verse in Isaiah, chapter 30, verse 15 says, in returning and rest you shall be saved. Quiet confidence shall be your strength. In other words, ladies, gentlemen, at times we just have to return to the Lord and allow Him to rejuvenate us. And it doesn't have to be 30 minutes or an hour. It can be 30 seconds or 5 minutes. But it's important, and that will reduce your stress, whereby the cookies and the bag of chips and the ice cream will not. So recognize when you get stressed and realize that the food isn't going to solve it. Okay, moving on. Now, there might be foods in your house that if you're on a weight loss journey right now, you need to remove them temporarily because they're just simply triggers for you. So if you are highly busy right now and you have bags and bags of M&Ms sitting in your pantry and you tend to grab a handful every time you get a little bit stressed, the M&Ms need to get out of the house for a little while. Now, what I want you to realize is that they don't have to be gone forever. They just need to go until you get a better handle on how to deal with stress eating and you realize and find alternatives, ways to deal with that stress. Does that make sense? All right. Third, we also have to plan how we'll deal with the stress in the future. So thinking ahead to the rest of your week, you know what's on your calendar. You know the times of day that are super busy. You know what's going on in your life, whether or not you're helping to take care of a family member, or you are watching someone else's kids, or you have extra things on your calendar, or whatever it is. You know those things that are coming up that are just causing you to feel a little anxious and causing a little anxiety, and we need to plan for those. What are we going to do right now to make sure we're ready for that? We're going to get enough rest in the days prior to that. We're going to get some foods in the house that will help eliminate me snacking on unhealthy foods. And we are going to begin to pray that God will allow us to deal with that stress in a healthy way. And realize this, I love this saying, when you fail to plan, you plan to fail. So planning is absolutely essential, especially in dealing with stress, okay? And finally, if you are watching this video, chances are you are on a weight loss journey and you want to lose weight and you want to get healthy, and I want you to get excited about that. I don't want you to leave this video dreading the next time you are likely to stress eat. I want you to get excited about what God is doing in your life, how He's teaching you how to manage stress, how He's guiding you in this journey and allowing you to watch these videos so that you can find alternative ways to deal with your stress. I want you to get excited about the fact that come Halloween and come Thanksgiving and come Christmas, you're going to be 10, 15, even 20 pounds lighter. I want you to get excited about that, because when you're refreshed and when you're energized and you have more motivation and more of a desire to do what it takes to live this life and live out this journey once and for all. And then finally, I want to share with you, because this is so important and this is so exciting, because we get so frustrated because we're like, I'm always stressed. So those hormones, that cortisol and that ghrelin, that must always be elevated in my body. I don't have a chance in losing weight because I'm always stressed. Well, I'm going to share with you right now, before we sign off, some foods that will help reduce those hormone levels in your body. Now's really when you need pen and paper, because this is good stuff. Okay, so it's most likely that we're snacking when we're stress eating. So I mean, sometimes it's our meals, but mainly it's the snacking that gets out of control when we're stressed. So I want to share with you some snacks that you can implement into your journey that will help reduce the levels of cortisol and keep them in check. Okay, so the first of these are some good omega-3s into your diet. The reason you need these in your diet every single day is because they reduce the production of cortisol in your body. So that's how you fight those elevated levels of cortisol, is you eat foods that reduce the production. So I'm talking about salmon and good fatty fishes if you are talking meals. But for snacks, I'm talking more like nuts and seeds and walnuts and pistachios and almonds, those type of things that have good omega-3s that will reduce the cortisol in your body. That's exciting. Secondly, you need some complex carbs. So we're talking good whole grain breads, good whole grain wraps, and even oatmeal. I love oatmeal as a snack, especially as fall and winter come in, and good afternoon snack. It's low in calories. I usually just mix it with water or skim milk and a good bowl of oatmeal in the afternoon. And that is wonderful because the thing that complex carbs will do is that they will increase the levels of the hormone called serotonin in your body. And what that hormone will do is that is called our feel-good hormone. So it just reduces the anxiety in your brain. So if you're likely to be stressed late in the day or in the afternoon, get some good complex carbs into your diet, okay? Thirdly, vitamin C. We all need small doses of vitamin C, especially this time of year, to keep our immunity boosted. And also vitamin C, again, reduces those levels of cortisol. So guys, you can do this. You don't have to live with the fact that you feel stressed all the time and you think that we can't get this in check. You can get these foods into your diet, implement these strategies, and you can lose weight once and for all. So get that vitamin C in. Small doses of orange juice, not large glasses, it's high in calories, but small amounts of orange juice, a little bit once a day. And getting some good berries or kiwi. Strawberries and kiwi are great sources of vitamin C. And then finally, and this is my favorite, I think you're gonna be excited about this, but we all need, and this is scientific, you need this in your diet. It really is a feel-good food. You really can eat it when you want to lose weight, and you should, and that is dark chocolate. Dark chocolate lowers cortisol levels, and it's known for lowering your blood pressure. So it's really important on a weight loss journey. I love to get just individually wrapped pieces of good dark chocolate and just keep them around. You obviously don't want to eat 10 pieces at a time, but 2 or 3 pieces, just savoring them, just letting them melt in your mouth and having a few at the end of the day can really go a long way in helping to reduce your stress and encourage you and improve your chances at weight loss once and for all. So get those foods in your diet. Omega-3s, complex carbs, vitamin C, and good dark chocolate. And you are well on your way to a lifelong success story of weight loss and health and wellness. Again, I don't want you to forget that scripture, Isaiah 30:15, in returning and rest you shall be saved. Quiet confidence shall be your strength. Instead of grabbing the chips next time, I want you to call out that scripture, recite it loud and proud, and just know that God, if you're watching this video, He wants you to lose this weight once and for all. He wants you to live that life of health and wellness once and for all, for you, for Him, and for your family. Thanks for watching. Be right back here, same time next week, and have a wonderful, blessed week.